Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Friday, November 12th, at 1:16 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 688 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Hundreds protest outside failed COP26 venue. South Dakota lawmakers to press for known daughter's records. Meghan Markle texts, "I only wrote to my dad to stop Charles' constant berating of Prince Harry." Chris Hemsworth has stopped using blood flow restriction to build his arm muscles because it was quite painful. Dave Chappelle's alma mater cancels fundraiser with the comedian over student backlash. Nightmare material, time-lapse shows rattlesnakes get rowdy after dark in Vermont. Kanye West says people don't want Kim Kardashian to be a lawyer because of her influence over young women. The cleavage gets a little more covered up. Trump justified his supporters calling to hang Mike Pence at the Capitol riot, saying it's common sense in new audio. Kyle Rittenhouse's mom says Biden defamed her son by suggesting he was a white supremacist. Thailand delays reopening of entertainment venues to January 15th. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Missing New Jersey teen Jashia Moore is found safe in New York City, NPR. Judge in Rittenhouse trial allows jury to consider lesser charges in one of two killings, Reuters. Defense attorney at Ahmaud Arbery murder trial apologizes after his comments sparked outcry, CNN. Former Trump aide Mark Meadows fails to appear before January 6 committee, NBC News. In an astonishing feat, a new drug reversed paralysis in mice with spinal cord injury, Science Alert. Disney Plus Day 2021, Spider-Man, Freshman Year announced, Marvel Entertainment. Manchin opposes Biden FDA nominee The Hill. California turbocharges its push for COVID-19 booster shots, Los Angeles Times. COVID vaccine mandates push some holdouts to get the shot, and then detox, NBC News. Trump defends January 6 rioters hang Mike Pence chant in new audio, NBC News. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. HBO Max reveals Sex and the City revival premiere date and official teaser. Paul McCartney's last conversation with John Lennon was super relatable. Taylor Swift dropped her 10-minute All Too Well and fans are emotionally wrecked. Parents see car thieves drive away with their 7-month-old son still inside. Trump had no issue with insurrectionists threatening to hang Mike Pence. Unbalanced Trump fanatic who took an arsenal to the Capitol on January 6 pleads guilty. Taylor Swift doesn't seem to know who grimaces and it's shocking. Mayor Pete documentary is Buttigieg's sneaky love story, director says. This is what it's really like to be 4 weeks postpartum. Climate conference reverses course on call to end coal use. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Purple Heart recipient honored by his writers. Student's $3,000 saxophone stolen at MBTA station. Arrest made in 1997 cold case of woman. 93-year-old veteran stays active by teaching spin class. Runner shows personality on colorful prosthetics. Tumor victim gets help with wedding memories. Searching for a veteran, company seeks owner of Palmyra bracelet. Car collides with fire truck, killing driver. Shop keeps late owner's spirit alive. Veteran build tables to benefit wounded warriors. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Madison saw something in the Constitution we should open our eyes to. You are the object of Facebook's secret extraction operation. The 2021 New York Times New York Public Library Best Illustrated Children's Books. Airlines limit flights to Belarus to curb flow of migrants. Climate agreement remains work in progress as summit nears end. California officially broadens booster access to all adults. Number of U.S. workers who quit jobs in September was highest on record. Ethiopian civil war sparked rancorous debate over immigration to Israel. Biden and China Xi will hold virtual summit on Monday. More teams are contenders this women's college basketball season. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Friday, November 12th. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. UK COVID cases rise by a fifth as Boris warns of winter outbreak. Paris Hilton is married, heiress ties the knot with entrepreneur Bokar Riem. Russia deploys paratroopers to Belarus border region amid fears of conflict. Ex-England schoolboy football trialist weeps as he talks of character change after penal abuse. Fresh Tory sleaze row as Boris Johnson summons cabinet to find a way out of crisis. NHS midwife reveals she's ecstatic after winning 3 swanky apartments in free raffle. GP who wants doctors to stop doing vital unfunded work could be next head of militant union. Kate Middleton has ditched her handbag on recent visits, stylist reveals. Solicitor who used client account as piggy bank and transferred $48,000 to herself is struck off. Adoptive parents charged over death of 1-year-old boy in Cumbria after he died from head injury. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Russia sends paratroopers to Belarus for drills near Poland. Deforestation alerts in Brazil's Amazon rise for second month. The new drug war and how the US aided the capture of Colombia's most wanted man. What the Taliban's youngest fighters tell us about the future of the movement. Iran-backed Houthi forces breach US embassy compound in Yemen, detain local employees. Austria aims to green-light lockdown for unvaccinated citizens amid infection surge. Russia assures EU it will continue delivering gas despite Belarus pipeline threats. Air Canada CEO's mostly English speech inflames French anxiety in Quebec. Vaccine mandates are spreading, Italy shows what to expect. Countries around the world are debating coronavirus booster shots, here's where they've been approved. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. COP26 live, deadline for agreeing crucial climate deal passes but negotiations set to continue in tonight. Trump's former chief of staff refuses to appear before Capitol Attack Committee, Live. U.S. backs plans for high-risk presidential election in Libya. COVID live, Netherlands to return to partial lockdown from Saturday, UK PM warns of storm clouds over Europe. Meghan chose to write letter to father to protect Prince Harry, text reveal. Transform approach to Amazon or it will not survive, warns major report. Johnson & Johnson to spin off consumer arm to focus on medical division. Priti Patel urged to rethink asylum approach after record day for channel crossings. Home Sweet Home Alone review, surprisingly funny festive sequel. Boris Johnson holiday villa linked to Zach Goldsmith firms accused of tax evasion. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Trump's former chief of staff fails to show for January 6 committee deposition. Kremlin denies plans to invade Ukraine, alleges NATO threats. Musk sells more Tesla shares and stock continues to fall. Jury recommends 28 years for Missouri man and wife's murder. Johnson & Johnson to split into 2 companies. Watch, squirmy snow leopard cub refuses to sleep. Murkowski announces re-election bid opposed by Trump. Toddler found safe after desperate 36-hour search. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Poland border, heat camera shows migrants stranded between the 2 countries. COVID, Dutch partial lockdown to tackle surge in infections. French teenage jogger admits lying about kidnap escape. Poland border, Turkey blocks Belarus flights to ease migrant crisis. U.S. President Joe Biden tightens restrictions on Huawei and ZTE. France investigates rape of soldier at Lice Palace. COP26, coal compromises leaders near climate deal. John Kerry at COP26, we are going to come up with an agreement. Britney Spears hoping to be released from 13-year conservatorship. U.S. police officer sues boss over KKK note. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Iraqi Kurdish man stranded on EU border. The day in pictures. How are you going to stop the internet? Online child sex abuse explodes to crisis level. Police violence enforced white supremacy during 1960s protests. Similar tactics are still used today. Is it still too early to celebrate Christmas? Yeah, it's time for the debate again. How not to be a good judge, Kyle Rittenhouse judge draws new backlash with Asian food joke. Kyle Rittenhouse judge draws new backlash with Asian food joke. Hard to know what's coming next as virus cases rise in many states, COVID-19 updates. K-pop stars twice ready to take over the world. Winter weather is here, Midwest under blizzard warnings, first snowflakes for East likely this weekend. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Dozens of LA County communities face growing peril from fire, heat, flooding. Sheriff's deputy stabbed, 1 suspect dead in violent confrontation in Commerce. Can I get my COVID-19 booster shot now? Here's what you need to know. Fearing a winter surge, California turbocharges its push for COVID booster shots. Podcast, can the FBI spy on Muslims and not say why? Vehicle hits 5 people during rally on Golden Gate Bridge against vaccine requirements. Mother, father charged after child dies from fentanyl overdose. In-person and virtual events mark Veterans Day throughout the Southland. Bomb threat prompts evacuation of 3 USC buildings as threats are also called into MIT, NYU. The most Latino congressional district in the nation is split apart under draft redistricting maps. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Friday, November 12, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Settlers assault Palestinians, Israeli activists in West Bank, several hurt. British MPs claimed 1.6 million on first-class train travel since 2017, using a loophole to avoid rules meant to keep them in standard class. Russia says it's not planning an invasion as the US and others raise concerns about troop buildup near Ukraine. Australian PM says he has never lied while in public office. British troops sent to Poland to assist with Belarus border situation. Myanmar court sentences U.S. journalist to 11 years in jail. Serbia restores warship that fired first shots of World War I. France, alleged rape at presidential palace investigated. Russian jets force British spy plane to change course as it approaches Crimea after Kremlin warned the West is playing with fire by deploying warships in the Black Sea. Provocative art exhibition opens in Italy amid Chinese embassy protests. Turkey bans Syrians, Iraqis and Yemenis from flights to Belarus to curb migrant crisis. Denmark spends $150K to clean beach seaweed and plastic, then dumps it back in the sea. UK COVID rates are now falling rapidly despite dire warnings for the winter. Hold Belarus accountable for bid to destabilize EU border, says West. The next headlines are from Forbes. Astroworld playing game, Travis Scott rep says he couldn't have stopped concert, while police say they couldn't have either. Shares of Rivian continue to move higher after Elon Musk throws shade. Homer Plessy, who protested segregation, is one step closer to a posthumous pardon. Apple quietly buying ads via Google for high-value subscription apps to capture app publisher revenue. Skateboarder Nita Houston invests in Ink Games, company that aims to disrupt $180 billion gaming industry. Here are the industries with the highest and lowest COVID vaccination rates, poll finds. NFL Week 10 picks, schedule, odds and predictions against the spread. In 2021, DWB and Twitch are paving the future for rock and metal music. Mark Cuban says Dallas Mavericks have less than 50% chance of staying in current arena. ABBA ties U2 and Queen with their milestone 10th #1 album in the UK. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Spider of the Cross. My international student group helped me through a hurricane. Your COP26 questions answered, is it too late? Protein vaccines 101 in rising temperatures, the week in infographics. Some of Earth's longest-lived fish show how to reach extreme ages. COP26 economist, climate change threatens millions of small farms. Brightest X-rays on Earth expose COVID lung damage. Author correction, Rika finds homologous DNA by reduced dimensionality search. Author correction, codon-specific translation reprogramming promotes resistance to targeted therapy. Sleeplessness and anxiety, PhD supervisors on toll of COVID pandemic. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,744,168,105 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. How Kenneth Branagh's Belfast shows events through the eyes of a child. Kevin Garnett, Anything is Possible directors on the NBA star, Snoop Dogg and overcoming pandemic obstacles. The Humans production designer David Grobman on building a horrific set, you have to start with a reality. On Disney Plus Day, Netflix has become more valuable than Disney. Marlee Matlin says her film Coda has ignited a fire about authentic casting. Anjanou Ellis on King Richard, her career renaissance, and how Michael K. Williams touched her life. Israel launches new tax rebate to lure international TV, film productions. MTV documentary films buys crimes ahead of Doc NYC premiere exclusive. Agatha, House of Harkness and Hawkeye Echo spin-off ordered at Disney+. Animated X-Men, Spider-Man, Marvel Zombie series announced for Disney+. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Storm Lake documentary depicts the triumph and struggle of a local newspaper. Remembering Max Cleland, former Georgia senator and Vietnam veteran. Lawyer for Mark Meadows says courts will have to resolve January 6 panel dispute. Homer Plessy, of Supreme Court ruling that upheld segregation, is up for pardon. Julian Assange wins permission to marry his partner in a London prison. A missing NJ teen is safely located in New York City weeks after going missing. Olympic gymnast Sunisa Lee says she was pepper-sprayed in a racist attack in LA. Their lands are oceans apart but are linked by rising, warming seas of climate change. A defense lawyer in Arbery's killing says he doesn't want black pastors in court. A pair of bald eagles was caught on video entangled on a Minnesota street. The following headlines are from the week. Looking ahead in Trump's fight to block documents from the January 6th committee. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Sizzle Reel teases rematch with Darth Vader as Ewan McGregor returns to Star Wars. The week's best photojournalism. Travis Scott attorney says he was unaware of mass casualty declaration while on stage. That never got to Travis. A record number of Americans quit their jobs in September. Inflation doesn't mean the Biden agenda is impossible, it means it's not free. Qatar to reportedly represent U.S. diplomatic interests in Afghanistan. Britney Spears' conservatorship could end today. Trump defense supporters who chanted "Hang Mike Pence" on January 6th. Colorado opens COVID-19 boosters to all adults, but CDC director is reportedly iffy on national approval. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Capturing the changing landscape of Austin's Airport Boulevard. The consequences of redistricting without a safety net. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Astronomy Jargon 101, Gravity. Fungi were able to absorb radiation on the ice. Could astronauts grow their own radiation shield in space? Astronomy Jargon 101, Type 1 a supernovae. Landsat 9's first images are here. Hubble is back online, partially. Astronomy Jargon 101, Type 2 supernovae. These are the news headlines for today, Friday, November 12th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Landsat 9 returns its first Earth images. An omega moon sets continuous change. The constellation Andromeda, the Chained Lady. November 2021 partial lunar eclipse, longest for 1,000 years. Partial lunar eclipse November 18th to 19th, great for North America. Watch live, Crew 3 to arrive at International Space Station. Heads up, Leonid meteor shower to peak morning of November 17th. Ultra-hot exoplanet has a weird, wild atmosphere. The next news is from Politico. Right-wing version of Antifa, GOP rips over infrastructure vote persist. Trust deficit stalls vaccinations in Eastern Europe, driving new COVID surge. COP26 draft text struggles over climate finance. A lobbying group run by a former Clinton advisor aided Haugen's European tour. 10 British troops deployed to support Poland on Belarus border. For second straight month, Americans quit jobs at a record pace. Myanmar court sentences U.S. journalist to 11 years in jail. Biden's bid to host Asian summit in U.S. is blocked. Biden nominates Caliph as FDA chief. Julian Assange given permission to marry partner in prison. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Where does No Time to Die rank among the 25 official Bond movies? Airbnb owner charged with menacing guest over negative review. My mother is gone, but she's always here. Consumer-minded parents treating schools like shops, says principal. Pacific maps, from the days when exploration was like setting off in the dark. From petrol to PlayStations, Australians gear up for price rises. Guy plays down talk of crisis, as 5 MPs face internal challenges. Thick blue line, Victoria builds the country's biggest police force. Lies, damn lies and modeling, why COVID forecasts haven't all come to pass. Upbeat Scott Morrison calls on businesses to step up to the climate challenge. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. The Wall Street Journal, Biden chooses former FDA Chief Robert Califf to run the agency again. Caregivers are getting burned out by the pandemic, labor shortages are taking a huge toll on nursing homes. Crypto, hopes for a spot Bitcoin ETF in 2021 have just been dashed. Living with climate change, here's the first U.S. city to swap gas and oil for all electric buildings, on the path to zero carbon emissions. Top 10, Weekend reads, can Bitcoin protect you from inflation? Earnings outlook, Walmart preview, with inflation a top concern, Walmart is closing the price gap with Amazon. The Moneyist, I'm afraid of making the wrong decision, my investing strategy is weirdly obsessive-compulsive, how do I overcome this? Will America ever return to normal and not have to deal with COVID-19? In one chart, a Thanksgiving turkey is going to cost you more this year than at any time this century. Living with climate change, a Made in America tax credit, what car buyers considering a Tesla, Rivian or other EVs need to know about Build Back Better. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Businesses need public support to commercialize intellectual property, policy options. U.S. patent eligibility model sets it apart from other countries, Bloomberg Law. 7 ways to know if your invention is worth patenting, The Nation Roar. Societe Heptares notes that its partnered adenosine A2 antagonist imradinant, AZD 4635, has been removed from AstraZeneca's clinical pipeline, PR Newswire. Explained, a legal battle between FIFA and vanishing spray inventors that could cost $100 and The Athletic. This inventor from Goa is helping visually impaired read, draw and understand geometry, News 18. Drug price negotiation is the second best fix, here's what will really work, Tech Dirt. The new system of compensation for the compulsory licensing of pharmaceutical patents during health emergencies in Russia, uncertainties and critical features, Lixology. Moot court, also known as spinning class at the law school, Patent Leo. What's up with Vodafone and CityFibre, Rakuten Mobile, 5G in Malaysia, Telecom TV. The next headlines are from Quartz. Selling the Amazon to save it. YouTube's dominance is no longer a given, and Patreon wants to prove it. U.S. paid family leave, explained. Why Johnson & Johnson is splitting its drugs from its deodorants. How to do an exit interview. AstraZeneca has decided to make money from the pandemic after all. YouTube is scrapping the dislike count for viewers, but the button is staying. Africa's first chief heat officer says Freetown could be a data-driven climate model. Twitter is putting its most important fix behind a paywall. This year's ArtX Lagos showed why African art fairs need to be physical events. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Federal government announces legal defense fund for journalists facing bogus defamation lawsuits from government officials. Canadian telecom giant Rogers mired in bizarre executive power feud that began with a butt dial. DRM breaking game again, this time due to new Intel chip architecture. Drug price negotiation is the second best fix, here's what will really work. ATF goes on tour to teach journalists that cops are usually right when they kill someone. Chinese internet companies are censoring people who write or speak Tibetan or Uyghur, lending a hand to China's cultural genocides. Rupert Murdoch spreads false claim Biden FCC nom wants to censor conservatives, Newsmax and OWN immediately prove them wrong. Daily Deal, Shell's personal cloud computer. The curious case of billionaire Brian Sheth, an anonymous tweeter, copyright law, Twitter, and some company that barely seemed to exist. Clearview officially kicked out of Australia for violation country's privacy laws. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Johnson & Johnson. Home Sweet Home Alone. Silk Sonic. Acura Integra. USA vs Mexico. Clippers. Suni Lee. Belfast. Johannes Vermeer. Ryan Reynolds. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. MMA pinup Larita claims being feminine makes it 100 times harder to earn respect ahead of comeback fight. Rittenhouse trial judge rules on lower charge request. I'd rip him up. Conor McGregor reacts to taunt from UFC champ Petr Yan with order to set this up. Hunter Biden's wife says infamous laptop doesn't exist. FBI director comments on whether it'll meddle in school board meetings, reports. Joshua Kimmich set to miss out on $440,000 amid strict German rules for unvaccinated workers forced to quarantine. Town cleans beach by polluting sea. Yi declares himself young Putin. Fossil fuel subsidies are definition of insanity, John and Kerry. She's trying to break me, Bitcoin-loving MMA icon Cyborg uses Squid Game cards as taunts, claims challenger, video. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. High-stakes Biden and Xi virtual summit set for Monday evening. CNN to reportedly fire good number of on-air talent, staff in major shakeup. Regulator reviewing reports of rare and serious condition linked to Moderna vaccine. SEC rejects VanEck's application for spot Bitcoin ETF. Large stash of previously unreported emails between Staley and Epstein emerges, some reference Snow White. U.S. Embassy compound in Yemen raided by Iran-backed Houthis, local staffers held hostage. $300 oil, frankly, it could go much higher. Burry unloads at Musk, your success is only thanks to taxpayer subsidies. UK deploys troops to Poland to fortify border fence with Belarus. Is cash a good risk hedge? The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Qatar has no plan to normalize ties with Syria, Foreign Minister. Biden, she will meet virtually on Monday, White House confirms. Americans keep quitting their jobs in record numbers. Western countries slam new Sudan Army-led council. U.S. consumer sentiment drops as inflation worries mount. U.S. sanctions Eritrean army, ruling party over Ethiopia conflict. Watered down, new COP26 draft deal shies away from hard targets. Russian oil magnate who sued Rothschild sees NY case dismissed. UN rep slams Lebanon central bank chief over economic crisis. Poland-Belarus border, what you need to know about the crisis. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Chuck Schumer parties maskless while New York continues to mask 2-year-olds. Judge skeptical of weapons charge in Kyle Rittenhouse trial, statute unclear. Report, woke Peloton banned Let's Go Brandon from fitness platform. California school board votes to reject vaccine mandate. Disney Plus in trouble as subscriptions fall short of expectations, prompting slashed prices. Enes Kanter, NBA threatened to ban me for anti-China shoes. Biden pushes source-linked far-left radical Alvaro Bedoya for FTC commissioner. But a judge, surest way to solve supply chain issue is vaccination. Ortiz, Bidenflation is the next pandemic. No evidence of white supremacist leanings presented in Kyle Rittenhouse trial. The next headlines are from UPI News. British mom breaks 10K record while pushing a stroller. Watch, firefighters baffled by kangaroo on roof of Queensland home. Kentucky woman wins $200,000 lottery prize on her retirement day. Michigan State Police trooper rescues owl struck by vehicle. Watch, doorbell camera records California woman giving birth on lawn. Rarest mammal in North America wanders into Colorado garage. 89-year-old man earns PhD in physics from Brown University. Australia gardener's tree grows 5 different species of fruit. Watch, deer spotted in Michigan with plastic pumpkin stuck over its face. French daredevil Remy Alvert stands on hot air balloon for new altitude record, over 13,000 feet. The next headlines are from Odd, Strange and Bizarre Things. 8 life hacks you didn't know you needed. The following headlines are from Earth Files, updates on Earth and astronomical mysteries. Part 8, Army CIA unit studied the real UFO Blue Book cases. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Sikhman created a lifeline using turbans to rescue hikers at a Canadian park. In model school, students save $44,000 on electricity using solar, sawdust heat, and pedal power to make milkshakes. First wind turbine designed to harness typhoon energy erected in storm-prone Asia. Marathoner runner stopped by lupus is racing again thanks to amazing treatment for autoimmune disorder. Architecture built 1,000 years ago to catch rain is being revived to save India's parched villages. The longest lunar eclipse of the century is coming next week. HPV vaccine reduced cervical cancer rates by 87% in women. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Friday, November 12th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Large hog named Papa Pig rescued after blocking road, breaking owner's trailer in York County. 29 baby names people hate, and their reasoning is half salty, half hilarious. Archaeologists discover ancient hangover prevention ring. Firefighters rescue naked man stuck in landmark theater bathroom wall for several days. Roger Stone says he's freezing his sperm for Laura Loomer. Bergen boy charged with carjacking his mom. You shall not pinch to zoom, Rittenhouse trial judge disallows basic iPad feature. Stream contaminated by runoff containing high amounts of drinking alcohol. Tapeworms found in man's brain years after he ate feces-tainted food. Lawrence M.A. family sues after loved one's corpse falls out of casket. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Everything you need to know about solar-powered cars. Subaru unveils its first EVO week early and I'm suspicious. Safety by design features can reduce stalking and domestic violence, but we need companies to apply it. Stop adding competitive salary to job listings, tell me your range already. These fantastic toys and puzzles at special pre-Black Friday prices are a steal. Help, I cannot get over Hyundai's retro chic grandeur concept app. 3 moves the US government could make to rein in Facebook. What to expect from Apple and Meta's upcoming headsets. Why developers are so divided over WordPress. I work 5 hours a day, and I've never been more productive. The following headlines are from Science Daily. More evidence of an evolutionary arms race between genes and selfish genetic elements. Researchers find repeated link between volcanic eruptions and dynastic collapse in China's imperial era. Researchers recreate deep earth conditions to see how iron copes with extreme stress. AI helps design the perfect chickpea. Surprising findings on how salt affects blood flow in the brain. New technique may lead to safer stem cell transplants. Using mechanical tools improves our language skills, study finds. shining a light into black holes in the Arabidopsis genome. Scientists discover sugar molecule on HIV-infected cell plays role in evading immune system. Pacific rockfish and the trade-offs of a long life. The next headlines are from Information Week. Cryptocurrencies climate impact, what's really being done about it? AI has an image problem and that's not fair. What to look for in a payment hub platform. How climate change is changing cyber resilience plans. A Venn diagram is forming through it OT convergence. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Friday, November 12th from over 100 sources to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA to air spacewalk to swap communications antenna on space station. NASA SpaceX Crew 3 astronauts headed to International Space Station. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Box Elder County man arrested for allegedly slipping co-workers THC-laced gummy candies. If it's not a homeless shelter, what does the future hold for this Salt Lake City detox site? Gordon Monson, Kyle Whittingham is the best football coach Utah has ever had. Malin Munch, Utah Inland Pork Authority dons a Santa Claus suit. Digital archive will save memories of the doomed Utah Theater, but preservationists would rather save the playhouse itself. Kim Frost, pandemic has taught us new ways to work that protect air quality. When a bullied Utah girl died by suicide, it cannot just be a passing tragedy, Tribune editorial board writes. How Gymmermania started, and what Jimmer Fredette learned from the iconic 2010 to 2011 Bayou basketball season. The rundown, Utah GOP leaders embroiled in drama over party rule change. Gregory Wilder, could the LDS Church single-handedly solve world hunger? The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Near-Earth asteroid is a fragment from the moon, say scientists. Microsoft to block Windows 11 browser workarounds. Portugal bans bosses texting and emailing staff after hours. Biden signs bill to secure telecoms against national security threats. Tech billionaires auctioning Twitter follows to advance K-12 CS education. Amazon sued over crashes by drivers rushing to make deliveries. $76 billion a day, how Binance became the world's biggest crypto exchange. Toshiba 2 split into 3 after pressure from activists. Seagate unveils first ever SceneVM HDD. iOS 15.2 beta blurs nude images for kids using Messages app. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Southwest Airlines gives 2 St. Louis area organizations 100 travel awards each. Best Chinese restaurants in St. Louis, Fox 2 fans share their favorites. 'Tis the season for sliders, White Castle's holiday gift guide. Missouri's popular deer hunting season opens this weekend. 2 teens charged with October murder of 19-year-old nursing student. Rap Cori Bush launches re-election campaign for 2022. St. Louis County Executive answers questions on mask mandate, vaccination rates, and more. Man damages 8 vehicles following release from Barnes Jewish Hospital. 1 in custody at Lambert Airport after B-State pursuit of a stolen work van. Car hits and kills 1, injures another standing outside South St. Louis bar. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. 300 COVID vaccines available Friday for National City students ages 5-11. Turn in unwanted guns for gift cards this Saturday. Crash involving sheriff's deputy under investigation. Man pulled from ocean after Plunga found near Sunset Cliffs. Children among 5 hurt when stolen car crashes into taco shop. Something strange is happening. Priest reacts to chase that ended at a South Bay church. Miramax determined to win SIF in honor of coach who died of COVID complications. Rebecca Zahwa's family wants sheriff to share more of department's investigation. School districts nationwide close Friday due to shortages. Police release photos of suspect in 71-year-old unprovoked stabbing at trolley stop. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Poland in talks to buy 300 Cougar vehicles. Belarus moving more troops to Polish border. Video, watch China's futuristic drone in action. U.S. Army just tested new Canadian combat vehicle. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. EDG's League of Legends win exposes ugly side of gaming world. Shockwave 2, Andy Lau returns an explosive blockbuster. Mental health in China, explained by Shanghai-based clinical psychologist George. Talk like a Chinese shopper on Singles Day. Xi Jinping's greatest hits, so far. Chinese grad student in Chicago killed in shooting. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Friday, November 12, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. 15-year-old boy cited in multiple Santa Clara County school bomb threats. San Jose can become latest city to ban gas-powered leaf blowers. Nail gun sold at Walmart recalled over involuntary discharge of nails. Oakland Chinatown leaders offer reward for freeway shooting that killed toddler. Women invited 17-year-old boy into car and shot him, San Rafael police. Funerals announced for 2 Astroworld victims. Taylor's Latte, Starbucks offering Taylor Swift's favorite drink. School mourns loss of San Francisco teacher to pedestrian crash. Arrest made in one of 2 East Bay car thefts involving babies. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Stocks rise on Wall Street, but still head for weekly losses. Dutch government orders partial lockdown amid rising virus cases. Cold, hungry, afraid, Mideast migrant stuck on EU doorstep. Confounded by blitz, Ravens offense wilted against Miami. Rodgers, Packers issues cloud NFL COVID-19 numbers progress. Body found off Lake Michigan in 1988 exhumed for DNA. Who's going back to the movies? So far, not everyone. COVID-19 update, 7,952 new cases, 49 additional deaths Thursday and Friday, 1,553 hospitalizations. Snow squalls, up to an inch of snow and ice expected today. Better, midday anchor Julianne Wu leaving WGN. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Washington's Redistricting Commission has until Monday to decide on new legislative, congressional district boundaries. Wild lanterns, whiskey tasting, new hockey exhibit, more things to do in Seattle this weekend. What's open, what's closed in Seattle on Veterans Day. Final phase of repairs to West Seattle Bridge begin this month, expect to see crews. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.7 m, depth 10 km, in southern Mid-Atlantic Ridge December 11, 2021, 034 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Brazil, Peru. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Democratic Republic of Congo. Volcanic eruption is ongoing for La Palma in Spain. Drought is ongoing in Democratic Republic of Congo, Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania, Uganda. Drought is ongoing in United States. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Morocco, Tunisia. Drought is ongoing in Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Chile. Drought is ongoing in Italy. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Friday, November 12th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Disney Plus Day 2021 announcements, Agatha Harkness series, behind-the-scenes look at Obi-Wan Kenobi. Peru family's husky puppy taken to zoo after it grew up and they realized it was a wild fox. Disney Plus pop-up comes to Nashville to celebrate Disney Plus Day. Submit your questions about pediatric neurology. Kellogg's limited edition kit is for those who butter their Pop-Tarts. Attorney Ben Crump filing up 298 civil suits connected to Astroworld Festival tragedy. Another cold front on the way Friday. Houston siblings featured on Disney's Magic Bake Off. San Jacinto Monument Illumin tie an event honoring fallen soldiers to make Texas history. Carmen Salinas, star of Mexican TV and film, in hospital after stroke. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Horrific abuse leads to life sentence and death of 2-year-old. Lawsuit over Benton Harbor water seeks class action status. Americans give bosses same message in record numbers, I quit. Judi Dench, Sire and Hines savor their moments in Belfast. Evil roaming, Texas trial set for man charged in 18 deaths. For paired Georgia House members, tough election bids loom. Rep. Madison Cawthorn running in new congressional district. Russia, new pandemic restrictions to take effect in February. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Butchers Schaller and Weber open outdoor alpine ski lodge 10 on UES. Early edition, 'tis the season when men start wearing those teeny beanies. Who are Eric Adams' key players? An election night photo is symbolic and revealing. Photos, NY begins construction on $107 million living barriers to fight the city's rising seas. Chinatown gets $20 million grant to revamp East Broadway Mall, Forsyth Plaza, and Kimlaw Square. The weirdness of Pandemic NYC takes center stage in How To with John Wilson Season 2 trailer. NJ gym owner sentenced to 41 months for punching officer during January 6 Capitol riots. Almost flawless, Okavango Blue Diamond and Botswana mining exhibit comes to the AMNH. Far Rockaway school closes due to COVID outbreak. Tearing down the BQE, Bay Ridge subway line, city leaders dreaming big about how to spend federal infrastructure money. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Rich food from poor fish, making food and health sustainable. Belarus Poland crisis, human rights of trapped migrants paramount. Afghanistan, girls at increasing risk of child marriage. Journalists covering the protest movement in Nigeria were beaten, harassed and fined by law enforcement. Insulin still out of reach for many 100 years after its discovery, WHO. Experts call for improved protection of African fisheries. Biofuels, the world's energy past and future. Security Council appeals for end to violence in Myanmar. Dire economic and fiscal situation in Palestine requires integrated response. Yemen, UN Special Envoy calls for urgent end to fighting, as humanitarian needs escalate. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Government increasingly is asking citizens to turn each other in. Here's why that's so dangerous. Oklahoma representative files bill to ban vaccine mandates in state. Michigan school system closes after large number of teachers become ill from COVID shot. Wall Street is not only rigging markets, it's also rigging the outcome of its private trials. Plandopolis, take a virtual tour of your dystopian future techno prison. Instagram censor suggestions. Kyle Rittenhouse acted in self-defense. Facebook bans former Cuomo and de Blasio aide from advertising book about sexual harassment. Ghislaine Maxwell's lawyers fail to bar psychological sexual abuse expert from testimony. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Man earns PhD, fulfills dream of being physicist, at 89. Teddy bear lost in Glacier Park returned to 6-year-old girl. Beloved dolphin tail star winter dies at Florida aquarium. Videos of Ahmaud Arbery roaming vacant home shown to jury. Court temporarily delays release of Trump's January 6 records. Did USA Today post article mocking Kyle Rittenhouse for so-called crocodile tears 2 feet? Defense rests its case at murder trial of Kyle Rittenhouse. Did workers spot a giant snake with a massive bulge? The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Electric vehicle tax credits in Democratic plan. Viral posts make unfounded claims after Newsom gets COVID-19 booster. C-Check featured on podcast about COVID-19 misinformation directed at Latinos. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Beloved Georgia teacher found dead on Mexico roadside, boyfriend charged. This injectable gel reversed paralysis in mice, humans could be next. Not so fast, Putin Jr., Russia undermines Belarus dictator's threat to cut off Europe's gas supply. This water filter is a must-have for emergency prep kits, camping trips and traveling. Florida investigates GOP lawmaker for breaking law he helped make. Belfast will win Best Picture at the Oscars, and people are already pissed. Slammed Colorado doc warns America, COVID ain't over yet. Kyle Rittenhouse worship is just the beginning for twisted GOP. Did Meghan Markle and Prince Harry forget to tell a UK court anything else? The next headlines are from the New York Post. Whoopi Goldberg gets a disco birthday party on The View. R.J. Barrett, Evan Fournier weren't happy with Tom Thibodeau's Bulls, T-Knicks rant. Travis Scott's new spokeswoman calls idea he could have stopped Astroworld ludicrous. White House sets virtual meeting for Joe Biden and China Xi Jinping. Ron Howard, I got this respect as Henry Winkler stole Happy Days spotlight. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Strong Rory dazzle astronauts on space station. The sky this week, catch the century's longest partial lunar eclipse. 12 fascinating facts about Galileo Galilei. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Video shows grizzly, 4 cubs strolling through tourist town. SpaceX and NASA launch new crew to space station. US and China release new joint climate pledge. Crew Dragon astronauts launch for busy 6 months in space. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. NYC marks 20th anniversary of Flight 587 crash that hit the Dominican community hard. NYC Council veteran Gail Brewer running for Speaker, vows 1 term. Oklahoma governor orders health department to stop issuing non-binary birth certificates. New York man arrested after death threat to GOP congressman. Johnson & Johnson to split into 2 companies amid baby powder lawsuits. 2 luge athletes test positive for COVID ahead of Beijing Olympics. Trump defends common sense mob that hunted down VP Pence during Capitol attack, report. Senator Murkowski will run for re-election in 2022, in spite of Trump's comments. Winter, the beloved star of Dolphin Tale, dies at Florida Aquarium. COVID cases rising for first time in 2 months in most states, sparking holiday fears. The following headlines are from military.com. Afghanistan war vet helps Afghan refugees resettle in U.S. Russia envoy, Moscow won't invade Ukraine, unless provoked. U.S., Israel and Gulf Arab allies launch joint Red Sea drill. Sunken World War I Irish ships are rising from the sea near Iwo Jima. Vets with burn pit and toxic exposure illnesses to get better disability help, White House pledges. SpaceX crew launch marks 600 space travelers in 60 years. Armistice Remembrance seeks return to normalcy amid COVID-19. Veterans Day legislation targets GI Bill racial inequities. Forensic science advances mean U.S. warfighters are no longer likely to be buried as unknown. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Waukegan man, who worked as school bus driver, faces additional sexual abuse charges after second person comes forward, prosecutors say. Vaccine Awareness Day underway as Chicago races to get more shots to kids with COVID-19 on the rise and holidays approaching. Legislators vote on Healthcare Right of Conscience Act fuels legal and political debate over COVID-19 vaccine mandates. Kids under 12 won't be fully vaccinated by Thanksgiving, that's creating a dilemma for some parents. Column, Kyle Rittenhouse, found guilty or innocent, should disgust us all. End of an era, once a staple of the holidays, and middle-class life, the last Sears department store in Illinois closes Sunday at Woodfield Mall. Fundraiser for the family of slain University of Chicago graduate raises more than $30,000. Former Suburban Tech CEO to be first Illinoisan sentenced in U.S. Capitol breach. Daywatch, Chicago police leader raised concerns over lack of reform efforts fact-checking Kyle Rittenhouse's testimony Midwest winter ski guide. Young girl found dead in Hammond retention pond identified as missing Wheeling 1-year-old, police. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Tiny chip provides a big boost in precision optics. Weak bonds are a strength in making borethine. Key concepts, mathematical models, and statistical techniques for testing animal behavior rationality. The challenge of forest restoration, where to obtain tens of billions of quality seeds. Breaking down fungal biofilm defenses provides potential path to treating sticky infections. Cyst marks the spot, how an RNA molecule silences the X chromosome. More than half of surveyed crop varieties are under threat of extinction, according to study in India. Fight over U.S. wolf protections heads to federal courtroom. World War I soldiers expressed personality and emotions in bureaucratic battlefield diaries, analysis shows. Lab details conditions to decontaminate disposable masks. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Friday, November 12th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Take a tour of these incredible living fossils. Exploring the effects of music on creativity. Near-Earth asteroids could supply future meteor showers. Native American inventions we still use today. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Not real news, a look at what didn't happen this week. Man shot by trooper among many with mental illness history. Woman sues over slot game payout, 13 others make same claim. A&E Gifts, the best books, music and movies for 2021. Fact check, they claim that crime falls when states relax gun laws. Evil roaming, Texas trial set for man charged in 18 deaths. Sideline Chubb a major contributor in Denver community. Judi Dench, Sire and Hines savor their moments in Belfast. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. SD lawmaker press for governor's daughter's records. Infant okay after car stolen in Concord with 4-month-old inside. A record 4.4 million Americans quit their jobs in September. Review, underhyped Call of Duty, Vanguard, Writers Republic are solid releases. Knott's Berry Farm goes cashless starting next week. $10,000 reward for information in slain Fremont toddler case. John Mulaney speeding up divorce to be with Olivia Munn and baby. Keys to victory, how San Jose State can earn bowl berth by beating Utah State. High school sports, NorCal volleyball semifinals, CCS, NCS water polo final schedule. Stanford slide hasn't caused a staff shakeup, but Shaw may turn to freshman QB versus Oregon State. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Biden's social welfare bill estimated to raise taxes 30% on middle class, cut them for millionaires. FBI works to boost the number of hate crimes reported, huge priority. School board press accused of compiling dossier on parents who oppose masks, critical race theory. Officer, Ahmaud Arbery would have received trespass warning. New U.S. Navy sub takes on legendary name. Qatar agrees to represent U.S. interests in Afghanistan. School board trade group coordinated with White House, Department of Justice before domestic terrorism letter release. Canada withdrawing non-essential embassy staff from Haiti. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Connor Lamb's bank lobbyist adds shells for his son's Senate campaign. Truth and Reconciliation. Rittenhouse trial judge blocks prosecutor from asking if far-right videographer is biased. The main driver of inflation is a murderous maniac in Riyadh. During Brazil's dictatorship, companies helped suppress democracy. Will they do it again? This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Friday, November 12, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Sister Act musical at Mercury Theater is positively heavenly. 4 new books not to miss by Northwestern's Kevin Boyle, Michael Connolly, Louise Erdrich, Barry Easler. Chicago used the water supply as revenue, then punished those who cannot afford the cost. Lightfoot brands COPA suspension recommendation for slain officer Ella French died of tone deafness. Catholic order found California abuse complaint credible, then moved priest to Chicago, by schools. Now 80, Carol Yesko restores iconic 1975 mural honoring Lama Corey's stone-cutting past. Cockbirds of the Walk, hunting Stewart pheasant habitat area on opening day is the royal treatment. Moody Blues drummer, co-founder Graham Edge dies at 80. The Mix, things to do in Chicago November 11th to 17th. Man released without charges after fatal domestic stabbing on South Side. The next headlines are from the Times of India. Punjab government to give Rs 2L to protesters held on our day. Kohli might give up captaincy in other formats, Shastri. Selectors under scanner after springing surprises with bold calls on test team. Smog engulfs Delhi NCR, pollution board issues advisory. Trans-Tasman tussle to determine new T20 world champions. Kundali Bajaya actress Shraddha Arya's sudden wedding news. Hanuma Vihari added to India A squad for Say Tour. Retail inflation rises marginally to 4.48% in October. Pictorial biography of Gemini Ganesan. China suspects kids' clothing deliveries are spreading COVID. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Friday, November 12, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Review, El Hurricane arrives at Mildred's umbrella. Preview, Storm Lake documentary on PBS. Tarnation director unveils strange new short film. Houston Texans limp into bye week as league-wide laughingstock. Post Houston's grand opening, Bluestone Lane in the Heights. Things to do, listen to Rocco's timely chamber music this November. Preview, Tootsie at Broadway at the Hobby. Things to do, the best things to eat and drink in Houston this weekend. 5 things to look for as the Young Rockets progress. Rice University names first black president. The next headlines are about world records making news. New world record for highest altitude atop a hot air balloon set, Tulsa World. Blindfolded Reno runner attempting to break Guinness World Record, her reason will make you cry, Reno Gazette-Journal. An honest portrait of the Earth in records, Guinness World Records. Brighton tap dancers aiming to break world record for children in need, Brighton and Hove Independent. A fan holds Guinness World Record for watching Avengers 204 times, The Hunt India. Watch, UAE Ministry of Education sets world record with 4,902 live viewers of Flag Day video, Gulf News. 1i Toyota GR Supra improves its drags fast, drops new A90 world record, Auto Evolution. La Chilindrina just broke a Guinness World Record, Remezcla. World's record food bill is hitting poorer countries hardest, Business Standard. 105-year-old woman dashes to world record, Wyoming News Now TV. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Marvel's Moon Knight lifts the lid on Oscar Isaac's Caped Avenger. Pope Francis warns of eternal damnation for screwing this up. Next week's partial lunar eclipse will be longest for next 648 years. The accounting trick that could wreck the planet. Miami plans to give out Bitcoin in its quest for crypto utopia. The Ms. Marvel TV show looks wonderful. 9 red hot facts to know about steel, the world's hidden mega polluter. This $780,000 space watch is more expensive than actually going to space. Radiant Black superhero world is expanding with a new hero and epic crossovers. The iconic X-Men animated series is finally coming back. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Mariental in Namibia at 109.76 degrees Fahrenheit or 43.2 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Vostok in Antarctica at minus 69.16 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 56.2 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Obi-Wan Kenobi concept art and sizzle realty showdown with Darth Vader. Apple patent fights look hallucinogenic with glasses activated screen blur. Rockstar servers down for nearly a day amid remastered GTA trilogy launch. We suggest you don't buy the $60 Grand Theft Auto Definitive Trilogy. Rocket report, spin launch spins up, Falcon Heavy to return big time in 2022. Study, tracking spiders as they weave their webs reveals detailed choreography. Booking.com was reportedly hacked by a U.S. intel agency but never told customers. You shall not pinch to zoom, Rittenhouse trial judge disallows basic iPad feature. Logitech Pop Keys review, reliable wireless mechanical keyboard with a divisive style. The following headlines are from Raw Story. New Jersey GOP gubernatorial candidate concedes, I hate to lose but I believe strongly in our republic. Former suburban Chicago tech CEO to be first Illinoisan sentenced in U.S. Capitol breach. White Mississippi cop says police department transferred him to avoid promoting black officer. Rittenhouse judge will allow jury to consider lesser charge. Gene Simmons calls delusional, evil anti-vaxxers his enemy. Oath Keeper's lawyer asks court if infrastructure bill funds can be siphoned off to repair MAGA rioters' jail. Jury instructions give Rittenhouse judge another chance to shape how case plays out. He blew us up. Kevin McCarthy facing revolt from House gophers for ignoring moderates to suck up to Trump. Marjorie Taylor Greene whines about being in Congress. I don't want to have anything to do with politics. 7 things to know about a whistleblower's lawsuit against Louisiana Attorney General Jeff Landry. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Biden is supposedly reinstating a harsh Trump border policy any day now, but key stakeholders are still in the dark. The bizarre Travis Scott claims show that conspiracies are just how we process things. Kyle Rittenhouse doesn't need to be acquitted to win. The forgotten Chinese chef who taught America to stir fry. Lindsey Graham calls off his friendship with Biden for political points. The furriest, cleverest, and hands-down cutest way to fight climate change. The next items are today's top search results for Bigfoot. Meet the Bigfoot experts who took Jeff Goldblum's Sasquatch hunting on Mount Shasta for Disney+, SFGate. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. The search for extraterrestrial microbes, newsmedical.net. Mars Perseverance rover finds something no one's ever seen in its search for alien life, The Independent. Jeff Bezos opens up about extraterrestrials, Star Trek, Captain Kirk in space, The Final Frontier, Woosa9.com. Search for life on other worlds tops astronomy to-do list, Columbia, Missourian. The impossible planet being observed by 2 Nobel laureates, Elpar in English. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Dispatches from SFN 2021, Mitochondria, RIP Therapy and Oxytocin Spectrum Autism Research News, Spectrum. Altered synaptic connectivity and brain function in mice lacking microglial adapter protein EBA1, pnas.org. Fluid intelligence and the locus coeruleus norepinephrine system, pnas.org. Behind the wall, psychedelics have absolutely transformational potential, Investor Place. Best Nootropics, 2021, Top Nootropic Brain Supplements to buy, Federal Way Mirror. New biomarkers could help determine synaptic damage and neurodegeneration in Alzheimer's, News Medical Net. Psilocybin therapy boosts cognitive and neural flexibility in depressed patients, study finds, SciPost. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Friday, November 12, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand submits UFO UAP amendment for National Defense Authorization Act. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Friday, November 12, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.